Now, a First Alert Weather Breakdown. First Alert Weather Day Special Edition with meteorologist Evan Thomason.
Welcome on into your First Alert Weather Day. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Evan Thomason. I'll be on your screen here in just a moment. Let's get you the main meat and potatoes, what we're focused on here for the day today. The severe storms out and around the ArkLaTex. For now, we haven't seen too much here in recent memory, but a whole lot happened in the overnight hours, I will say. My goodness. Do want to say prayers up to those of you in Marion County, Texas. Confirmed tornado out near there. Same thing for Nevada County, Arkansas. 2 confirmed tornadoes that happened in the overnight hours. For those of you kind of just waking up, getting going here for the morning hours, it's been a busy overnight. We had essentially a big supercell thunderstorm that rolled across northeast Texas and southwestern Oklahoma that provided us tornado warnings throughout the overnight. And now, since about 7 a.m., we've been done with that, but we've still had lots of heavy rain across areas, mostly north of the I-30 corridor. At this time, you can see the leading edge of these storms, though, finally starting to reach into the I-30 corridor itself, and we've got lots of heavy rain positioned right on top of Texarkana here at this hour. No warnings at this time and place, which is good to see. In fact, the tornado risk has actually greatly dropped here for the day today, believe it or not, which is good. But we still got lots of heavy rain to get through and some other severe weather threats to watch out for across the next several days. Or, excuse me, throughout today. And to be fair, I kind of went on autopilot there for a second, but we do have the chance of severe weather and more storms, believe it or not. Yes, over the next couple of days here for you. Hello, I'm First Alert Meteorologist Evan Thomason. Welcome on into our First Alert Weather Update. We're going to talk a whole lot more about that radar picture here in just a second. But yes, welcome on, welcome in. Again, today is a First Alert Weather Day here in the ArkLaTex. I'm Meteorologist Evan Thomason. I usually cover the weekday mornings, but it could always use some help with First Alert Weather Day like today. First of all, I'd like to give a good shout out to Jake, who was here also throughout the overnight hours. Jake Lambright, our meteorologist there. He's probably sleeping because he was here until about 6 a.m. He's been here from 2 p.m. to 6 a.m. Wild shift he had late last night. CJ Cartledge, our usual weekend guy, he is going to be coming in just another hour or two, and he'll continue to track onto these storms here late through afternoon and evening. So I guess that's the game plan shift-wise around the weather team here for the weekend, but I myself, I'm here for you. I'm here with you on this stream here, tracking out all these showers and storms, which thankfully haven't been running too much of a severe weather threat right now, but that could certainly change at any point here in the day today. So that's what we want to keep you weather aware about, and I know we haven't seen too much really in the I-20 corridor southward, and for a good chunk of, well, I guess the next 2 to 3 weeks, we all the rain, all the severe storms for the last like 12 hours or so have just been continuously running across northeast Texas, southeastern Oklahoma, and southwestern Arkansas. But that will change finally here in the next little bit. Also want to, lastly, one more thing before we go back to the radar picture, and I'll give you a forecast here for you in just a moment. What was I going to say? Oh, hi, first of all, to those of you watching. Oh, yeah, it had to do with our Facebook stream. Hello to those of you watching from our YouTube and Facebook streams. Feel free to leave a comment or question at any point during the stream, and I will answer it. Pretty much most of this stream and update here for you is for you guys to come in, ask questions, answer some things, especially because we don't have any ongoing shows here throughout most of the day today. I believe our next show that we actually have on TV is not until, I think, 6 p.m. So the point is, we really want to keep you weather aware, especially with these streams, especially when these storms are ongoing. Let's get back into those storms, shall we? We'll actually thoroughly look at this line here across the northern end of the ArkLaTex. Essentially, what we're going to do is we are going to give you a full weather update first. Listen to the full forecast first, because that may answer your question. And then, essentially, we'll answer questions back over this quick forecast here for you. Let's thoroughly look into the radar here for you, though. Again, storms all across Texarkana, mainly in the I-30 corridor. And again, this is lots of heavy rain. This is pretty much widespread storms around the northern end of the ArkLaTex. But here's the thing. Watch. Look at how thick this line is. We still have storms under the north end of the ArkLaTex, up in Idabel, the Queen, and up in the northern end of the ArkLaTex, even though these storms are starting to come down all across the I-30 corridor. Obviously, lots of heavy rain just getting into downtown Texarkana here at this hour. And once you start with this, here's the thing. Once you start with these once you have these cells reaching you, you're going to be on the consistent rainy trend here for the next several hours, plural. So watch out for that. So essentially, again, once it starts, it's going to be hard for the atmosphere to stop. Essentially, I know we're going to go to the future track here in just a little bit, but the storms essentially are going to roll through most of the afternoon hours and into a little bit of tonight. Now, to be fair, if you look a little closely in front of this main line that's, again, covering the I-30 corridor from Mount Pleasant all the way up to Hope, we do have a few stray cells of light to moderate rainfall that are hitting a few areas like Cass County, Marion County, Harrison County, even one or two cells in the far northern edges of Caddo and Bossier Parish here for now. Again, this line is continuing to finally move southward over the next several hours here for you. I want to look at one last thing before we get to the future track in the main weather headlines. I actually did not want to go to this yet. Let's go back to the main radar here. Here's the full radar of everywhere around us. Obviously, we're dealing with the brunt force of the storms, and we'll get to more of a local picture here at the moment, but I just want to show you how wide scale this system is. This is giving us storms all the way up into Indiana and Ohio today, all the way through areas of Memphis, traveling out to Little Rock, Central Arkansas today. It's an absolute mess. It is going to be messy out towards Dallas and Fort Worth and all across East Texas in areas farther into Eastern Texas, a little bit out to our west. Essentially, we got lots of rain to get through here for the day today. It's a huge system in size, plenty of rainfall to give us, thankfully, what we need to be able to cover our drought woes. And that's one of the main points I kind of want to make in this next weather maker. We have needed rainfall that is on its way down as we speak. So it's not a question of whether or not you are getting rain. That will be happening. It's kind of the question of whether or not how much severe weather threats you see here through the day today, as some severe storms as possible. But as mentioned earlier, the tornado threat has greatly dropped here with the storms happening throughout the day here for your Saturday, even though, yes, we did kind of already get our little tornado warning fill, certainly. And unfortunately, throughout the overnight hours. All right, so here's the future track. I want to actually go over this very, very closely because, again, these storms are trying to rapidly move off south. According to our future track, just within the next hour to 2 hours, these storms are going to be racing essentially from the I-30 corridor down to the I-20 corridor. You see a swift movement down on south. I say by 1 to 2 p.m., we're definitely covering the areas of Shreveport with the storms. Overall, how much do I think we have? I think Shreveport, most of the I-20 corridor, has another hour at least or so. I think I'd give it, again, in like an hour to 2 hours of just dry weather left here before we start getting in underneath those heavy thunderstorms in store for the Shreveport-Bossier metro area. So if you need to run any last-minute errands, do so now before essentially it's going to be rainy throughout the rest of the day today. You go into like 2, 3 p.m. tonight. That's when that line reaches down towards Natchitoches and Nacogdoches, more towards the kind of the center part of the afternoon here, again around 2 to 3 p.m. But still look at how many storms kind of form behind the initial line that comes on through. That's what I want to get at. Once the storms start to hit again, it's just going to be consistent around the clock here for the rest of the day. And that's one of the big issues in terms of getting in flash flooding a little bit in some spots around the ArkLaTex here for you. So Shreveport and Bossier, I'd still watch out again for the rest of the afternoon. Thankfully, once we get into the late afternoon and into the evening, that's when things finally start to dry up. Looks like around 6 to 7 p.m. But again, that's 4 to 5 to 6 consecutive hours of continuous heavy rainfall continuing to come on down. And the other severe weather threats that we're dealing with besides flash flooding. Now, to go a little bit beyond today, here for the rest of your weekend, I know, to be fair, earlier this week we kind of hyped up a little bit of a rainy Sunday, but that's not going to be the case anymore. I will say we might see a stray shower here and there, especially across the southern edge of the ArkLaTex, but tomorrow is looking beautiful. Tomorrow's looking a whole lot more beautiful, and enjoy it, honestly, before we do have chances of storms next week, believe it or not. Look at that. There's a little isolated batch of storms that could hit on Monday morning around Texarkana, and could deal with isolated groups of storms hitting not just Monday, but back again into Tuesday and Wednesday as well. We'll have more on the story of that in just a moment. But here's the severe weather risk we're watching out for here for the day today. I cannot stress enough, the tornado risk has greatly dropped. It is minimal. It is very minimal here at this hour, which is great news. On that, we're going to keep that on the down low. Meanwhile, hail, strong winds, flash flooding, all that's on the table. All that's just going to make your drive miserable, or your outdoor experience miserable if you are trying to do anything or out and around here for the day today. Again, this is why this is the first alert weather day as well. We have the slight risk in play pretty much along and south of where the line is of storms, that is. So, again, slight risk is a pretty good and hefty one at that. It's not the greatest risk, certainly, but we're watching out for a good chance of some of those severe weather threats, again, such as hail and strong winds coming on down for the rest of the day today. Now, let's go over the severe weather risk. That's supposed to say Sunday, by the way. This is tomorrow's severe weather risk. I just wanted to confirm with you that we're completely done for tomorrow. Now, this is new this morning and a little bit intriguing, believe it or not. We have a severe weather risk tied into storms on Monday. This is a marginal risk only, which is only just the tiniest chance of getting severe weather threats, but it is intriguing, that it has popped up, and it kind of goes to show you that we're really not done, even when we have the storms after today over with. It looks like, again, we get a little bit of a break tomorrow, but it's a break before we have our next round of widespread storms, mainly coming on Wednesday. That's kind of the bullseye I'm watching out for with the next system coming on up. And some of that could be giving us isolated groups of storms as seen in the future track on Monday and Tuesday as well, and cooler temperatures are going to follow suit behind then. I want to go over this very quickly here for you, mainly because I want to go back to kind of answering your questions, and I also want to just mainly tailor to the forecast here for the day today with your first alert weather day. Here's what's happening. I had to fix this graphic real quickly, but essentially here for Tuesday, severe weather risk. That's a slight risk of severe weather in effect for the northwest corner of the ArkLaTex. And the same can be said as well for Wednesday. Another severe weather risk, and this one contains most of the central portion of the ArkLaTex here for your Wednesday. So once you hop into the work week, we're not done with storms, especially that bring us a chance of severe weather. So please stay weather aware. All right, I have two more graphics to show you. Then I'll start to answer some questions on Facebook and our YouTube feeds and just go over the radar thoroughly again. All right, so storm arrival. It's obviously, again, as mentioned, it is now currently in areas of the I-30 corridor. It's going to be getting into the central portion of the ArkLaTex, especially on the I-20 corridor, and actually reach a good amount of areas around northwest Louisiana around lunchtime. Essentially, again, you have like another hour or two, maximum of 3, before you have those storms coming into your location. Again, that includes Shreveport and Bossier. Then we get into Natchitoches. It doesn't really happen until late tonight. Natchitoches, many southeast corner of the ArkLaTex. More you guys are getting in on the storms more towards the afternoon, more towards 2, 3 p.m. So you got a little more time to wait down and around there. Lastly, 7-day forecast before we go back into the storms here for the day today. Again, today's the first alert weather day. You want to make sure you're weather aware with us here at KSLA News 12. We do spring forward tonight. It is technically the quickest weekend of the year. So I guess we get rid of the storms more quickly. I don't know. Anyways, point is we get just the tiniest chance of overnight storms on Sunday, but overall I'm expecting a mostly dry day here for your Sunday. Rain chances do pick back up, though, for next week. Again, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I am finally looking at thorough dry weather settling in here once we get into Thursday and Friday. And as a result, high temperatures could cool off a little bit. Let me let you see that thoroughly. High temperatures could cool off just a little bit. 72 for a high on Thursday. Morning lows actually getting down into the 40s and 50s late next week, too. So that'll be a little intriguing to bring in a little chance of some cooler weather back in here into the ArkLaTex. All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a quick commercial break and get a drink of water. Then I'm going to tailor the rest of the stream to just answering viewer questions. Promise. All right. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for waiting. And we're going to take a 1-minute commercial break. And just let me get a drink of water and let our commercial play for itself. All right. Anyways, we'll see you right after this. Welcome back in to your first alert weather day update. Again, I'm Meteorologist Evan Thomason here in the podcast center, just tracking onto storms, which continue to slowly but surely climb on down southward. You can see the main line of storms now kind of just barely south of the I-30 corridor. And as I mentioned, this is going to run like a freight train and come closer and closer to the I-20 corridor here, just within the next little bit. Let me zoom in on this here a second. Hold up. Let me see here. Had trouble with our graphics there for a second. But anyways, you can see the continuous loop of the storms definitely forming in areas like Cass County, definitely, Upshur County, throughout most of our southwestern Arkansas counties, Miller County, definitely, all across Nevada and Hempstead counties. So it's definitely filling up more and more portions of the ArkLaTex, and you can see the eventual momentum that will carry on these storms again southward towards Shreveport, Bossier, in the I-20 corridor. All right. Now, let's answer questions. Hey, Facebook feed, good to see you. Kendra, good morning to you. How are you doing? Good morning to you, Lewis, as well. Appreciate y'all for always stopping on. We are, again, just tracking on storms, making sure they behave, which they should be. But, again, we could have a little chance of some flash flooding issues on some roadways, some hail, strong winds. Hopefully it's nothing too dramatic. We'll see. Mary, we need the rain. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We are in a drought. I mean, it's been like 2 to 3 weeks since we last had measurable rainfall around here. It's been overdue. It's been overdue. Tristan, thanks for keeping us informed. You and Drake did a great job. Thank you. Hey, Tristan, great to hear from you, man. I'll have to communicate you with another time, but I appreciate you for stepping on in. Really do. Really do. Deborah, good morning, Evan. Thank you. Yes, you are absolutely welcome. This is what we're here for. This is what we live for. Always keep you guys weather aware at any point in the day. Obviously, kind of a little bit of a rough overnight for some of us, especially. We had, again, live tornado coverage from the audio's a little low. Let me pick it up. Is that better? I think that should be better. Thank you, Deborah. My bad. I should have read that a little bit a while ago. But anyways, I'm sorry if you had to adjust your volume now, but I'm not touching the volume anymore. But yeah, this is what we live for, even through the overnight hours. We did live tornado coverage. There were tornado warnings ongoing from just a consecutive one after the other, ongoing from like 2 in the morning till 6 across northeast Texas and southwestern Arkansas. Just to go to that real quick before I address other comments and questions. Again, just prayers up, and my thoughts are up, especially for those in Marion County and Nevada counties. 2 brief tornadoes, especially the Nevada County one. I think a little more of extensive damage happened, unfortunately, with the Marion County one. It happened, just to kind of zoom in on the map here for you briefly, for those of you kind of just hearing about it. It happened right, so first of all, this is Marion County. If I zoom in, happened right in here, right north of Jefferson, on US 59. Right in north central Texas. Happened around 3 in the morning, and obviously they're getting more rain. But thankfully, as mentioned earlier, at least the tornado threat has significantly dropped off. Okay, Vivian, Louisiana, Alita. All right, so Vivian, let's zoom in to you. See, I have time to do this here today. This is great. Vivian, you guys are right around here on LA1. I obviously, you're dry here for the moment. There's a couple stray showers forming all around you, and here's the main line coming on down. I'd say at the place at the rate this is coming on in. Just so you know, this loop that continuously plays is a 30-minute loop. So this line goes at the very start of this loop. It goes from Naples down to Linden. So I'd say you got another 30 minutes or so until you get the main line, but some of these stray storms could even hit you beforehand as well. And as mentioned, once that first main line hits you, you're underneath the rain for hours. All right? So you got just a little bit to take in any last-minute things you want before everything will get drenched. Good morning from Mansfield. Good morning, Donna. Great to hear from you. Hey, it's great to hear from everybody around the ArkLaTex. Mansfield, you guys got a little bit longer to wait. I think y'all are more towards like 1, 2 o'clock to catch in on some storms. So you got more towards 2 hours or so. So I think you need to go out and get some lunch, get an errand done. Do so. You think you should be fine again for the next hour or two. Hello from Benton, says Cheryl. Benton, kind of in the same ballpark in a way as Mansfield here for you. Just a little bit south of that, so you might need to wait a little bit longer. But overall, I think you get the point. We got like another maybe 45 minutes to an hour before Benton gets the kind of the brunt force of everything coming on down. Maybe even a little sooner. We'll see. We'll see. Lewis, what's the total rain total looking like from today through Wednesday? A phenomenal question. A phenomenal question. Hold up. I need to pull it up. I actually need to, let's see here. Bam. This will give you your answer once the graphic loads. Sometimes some of these rainfall total graphics take a little bit to load. There it is. There's your rainfall potential. And keep in mind, we've already had lots of rainfall already across northeast Texas and southwestern Oklahoma. Now the line is going to get fully moving and cooking along here, especially across the southern half of the ArkLaTex. We're still going to get rain regardless, keep in mind, but just a little bit smaller rain totals in the southern half of the ArkLaTex compared to the northern half. But still, look at this. I mean, everybody's in purple still in the southern half of the ArkLaTex, and that's at least 2 inches of rain. The point is, I'm looking at least an inch of rain for everybody. If not, I'd probably go on average around most of the region. 2 to 3 inches of rainfall, which again is good for the drought, but bad for traveling around, and definitely prone to street flooding maybe, especially because this happens in such a short time frame. Okay, back to the radar while I answer questions. So you can just see that in the background. All right, that's the rain total. Rachel asks, when will it hit Webster? Webster Parish. Hello, you guys are over here to the east side. There we go. So you guys are in the clear for, well, my graphics fizzled out there for a second. Anyways, you think you guys are obviously fine for now. As you see on the current first alert Doppler radar loop, nice and clear here for the moment. Obviously, lots of doom and gloom kind of on the way, though. I'd say, especially because I think we get, like, storms into Caddo in, like, the next 30 minutes. But that's only in the northern end of Caddo. I think when this line hits Shreveport is the same time it's going to hit Webster Parish, too. Maybe even a little later towards Minden, but I think this is more towards lunchtime. Essentially, I'd give you guys like an hour or two. I'd give you a solid hour. Maybe 2. But I'd lean on around like noon for things to start escalating around Webster Parish with lots of heavy rain. So, yeah, let's give you an hour for that. John's asked, anything severe for Texarkana? Texarkana. Well, I don't think so. First of all, let me go ahead and clarify with you. In fact, let me go ahead and pull this up. Look at this. This graphic would show you all the warnings, which we do have some flash flood warnings out towards Dallas-Fort Worth, which are showing up in the county listing there with those green polygons. But if this could get out of the way, there you go. You can see nothing. No warnings in the ArkLaTex here currently, so technically nothing severe here at this hour. But Texarkana certainly getting underneath all the batches of heavy rain here at this hour, and it's just going to continue on for the next couple of hours. But thankfully nothing severe warned here at this rate. Cheryl, thank you. You're welcome. Absolutely. Hello for Benton. Siren just went off, gave me a heart attack. Shouldn't be. Let me double check the warnings. No. Unless it's just a warning for heavy rain, but thankfully no severe warnings here at this time and place, which is good to see. Good to see. All right. So, next up. Connie, thanks for the updates. Absolutely. You are welcome. You are welcome. Rachel, great job. Please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I do appreciate them. I do appreciate you guys for saying that very much. Good morning. Any bad weather for Shreveport? Maya. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Hudson. Any bad weather for Shreveport? Not right now. As you can see on the first alert Doppler radar for now, Shreveport and Bossier are still in the clear. Again, if you're seeing severe weather threats here for today, it's going to be hail, strong winds, and flash flooding. Thankfully, not as much of a tornado risk at all. No severe thunderstorm warnings here for the moment, but that could change a little bit later on if storms kind of stick in the same situation and stick in the same areas and give us chances of flash flooding, or if we get a little bit of amplification within these storms from daytime heating, just from getting into the afternoon. So, any bad weather for Shreveport? I mean, for now, again, you're doing okay, but certainly you're getting heavy rain here again, probably in an hour. If I had to give a time frame, I'd go for like an hour for Shreveport, about an hour. Maybe a little sooner, maybe a little longer, but somewhere around that ballpark. Prayers up from Sarah. Yes, absolutely. Prayers up again to those of you in Marion County. Cannot stress it enough. We want to keep you in our thoughts and prayers. Obviously, for those of you, again, just continuing to join in our Facebook feed here, Marion County had a confirmed tornado overnight last night that we continue to keep you first alert on in tracking. Thankfully, I shouldn't say thankfully, but I think there were 2 or 3 injuries. Family in a mobile home. So, yeah, just keeping your thoughts and prayers. Obviously, still lots of home damage around there. I will say that has been reported, and some trees down. Okay, next up, Charlene. Great job. You're welcome. Absolutely. Same thing for Sarai. All right, I'm getting to the last little recent questions here. Vanita, we are leaving Marshall, heading to Texarkana. Are we okay? Let me check that out for you. Marshall is right here. Marshall, Texarkana. Does that look okay to you? Okay. To be on a more serious note, as mentioned, I'll go back to this again. There are no warnings in place, but you're still fighting. So, in fact, let me see if I can pull up some winds with this as well. Hold up a sec. I'm going to pull up some winds very briefly, and then I'll go back to the radar picture. Winds, yeah, it's especially ramping out of the south at a good rate, and some of these storms are bringing in some strong winds just embedded with them in and of itself. So if you think you can do this kind of a drive, power to you from Marshall to Texarkana. I personally wouldn't. I'd wait until tonight. If you have to go, though, I understand. Just be very, very careful, and unfortunately, that is going to be a messy drive, and that regardless, that's going to add time to your commute, because you're going to want to drive slowly through, especially the front side of this line, which is right through Cass County here at this hour. So, technically, you can drive to Texarkana. Is it, do I recommend it? No. No. You're leaving around 1 p.m. Sorry, I missed that out. If you're leaving around 1 p.m., I think you'll be better off, to be fair, because this front line will be definitely south of Marshall by 1 p.m. Regardless, though, you're still going to be dealing with the rain showers on the back side of this, still affecting your commute, and still some wet roadways. So I'd still plan on some extra time for your commute around. So essentially, do we deal with any severe weather on your commute from Marshall up to Texarkana? No. But are we dealing with lots of heavy rain, potential street flooding, and wet roadways? Yes. That's what I'm trying to get at. Good morning from H-Town. Good morning. Rachel says good morning again. Sarai, I think they were just testing the siren. Yeah, I'd hope so, because, again, no current warnings in place right now. No warnings in place right now. Rachel says hello, CJ, as well. CJ will be in the next hour or two. I'm not sure exactly what his schedule is, but I know he is coming in for this afternoon and for tonight as well. All right, let's get one last look at the radar. I believe I answered all the Facebook questions. YouTube. Hello, YouTube. I see one comment from Christian. I don't know why I said it like that. This morning got crazy quick. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. In fact, since I have an opportunity, because we have no other questions here for the moment, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this on a loop. Let me see how far back this goes. We're going to go back on a 12-hour loop here. See if it loads. There it goes. It was that storm right there that forced all the tornado warnings. That little cell before everything else came on in. Let me pinpoint it out here for you one more time. Was this right there? That cell just had continuous tornado warnings for it from areas around Longview. It cut up through Marion, through Cass County, right up there, and then went through southwestern Arkansas. Again, 4 hours of continuous tornado warnings that happened earlier on. Again, no warnings in place now, but boy, that one cell, it was a hefty supercell that went from Longview up through southwestern Arkansas, just south of Texarkana. But we had that confirmed tornado out of that cell in both Nevada County and Marion County here for you. So still absolutely wild. I'll let that play for you one more time, and then I will get us back to what the current loop is, which again, main line now moving as I've been speaking. Again, it's south of the I-30 corridor, going through Cass County, going through kind of the I-20 corridor out near Tyler now. It's south of Texarkana. This is starting to get into the northern end of Lafayette County through central Miller County. This will hit Columbia County in the next few minutes. You see a few areas of just some light to moderate rainfall in front of this system as well that could still hit you in spots like Ida, into a few portions of Marion and Harrison counties. Staying out of Shreveport and Bossier for the moment, but boy, does this, again, this kind of just spells doom and gloom here. That's going to happen. That's going to occur for Shreveport here within the next hour or two. All right, we got more comments on Facebook. How high are the winds going to be getting in Benton? Winds are what scare you. Yeah, winds will be howling. It was mentioned, I believe the top winds could be 60 miles an hour, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Here for the day today. Some of the wind gusts just along the line that I've seen have been up to, I think, 30 to 40 miles an hour. Thankfully, they haven't been too bad. They haven't needed to warrant a severe thunderstorm warning. But still popping off some, again, strong winds regardless that you, again, just don't want to be out for. So 30, 40 miles an hour is what I'm mostly showing, but they could reach technically as high as 60. Roger, are we looking at any tornadoes with these storms? Thankfully, and most likely no. I'm not gonna fully cancel off the chance because there is technically a small and a sliver chance, but that's all it is. It's a small and sliver chance. I shouldn't see a tornado warning here for the rest of the day today. I shouldn't, which is good news. Obviously, again, we got several overnight last night, but we thankfully should not be getting any more tornado warnings out of the system, which is good news. Good news. All right. That's all we can need is good news here for the rest of the day. How's the weather in Mooring Sport? Mooring Sport, I believe in the clear here for now. I'll zoom in on the radar here in a second. I was trying to remember where you were. I definitely remember where you guys were at. Yeah, 18 miles away. Yeah, you guys are up near. Yeah, that's where I thought. I thought you were north of Shreveport. I was trying to just remember where. Hold up. Let me grab my fancy-dancy tool here. There we go. We're in Caddo Parish. You guys are okay for now. Again, you guys got little stray bits of rain in the neighborhood. The main line's still way off to your north and west, but again, this is coming down pretty swiftly here. And this will probably give you your rainfall probably in the next 30 to 45 minutes. So just a couple little more minutes before that all those storms get in there for the lunchtime hour and for the early afternoon. Tornado season is starting out with a bang. You bet. Between the confirmed tornado, obviously in Marion County, and the confirmed tornado in Nevada County. Also, a couple of reports nationally from tornadoes that happened back on Friday from yesterday. It's, a real ramp up into the severe weather season here very quickly. Really quickly. Especially there was a confirmed tornado up in Michigan yesterday. As far north as Michigan. It's just kind of wild. Chelsea, when will this be all over? Let's go over the future track. It's been a while. But mainly tonight. Tonight is when this will be over by. Even then, I think some of this could dry out in the evening hours, essentially. But here's the thing. The bulk of this is on top of us around lunchtime, which is kind of now. But essentially in the next hour or two, we already roll along that swift line, that first line of storms, along the I-20 corridor. Again, just within the next hour or two. In the thick of the afternoon, we're still dealing with rain. It's not until tonight that you start to see storms getting a lot more isolated, but even then, technically, you could get a few rain showers lasting as late as, say, 7, 8 o'clock. And then this is definitely over by the overnight hours. I'd go overnight hours fully. But, again, it's just a small progression to go from, like, this. It's just going to slowly but surely dry itself out, but it's going to take a while. It is going to take a while, is what I'm trying to get at as well. Okay, what about Mansfield? Mansfield, I think you guys, if I'm on the future track right now, I can just go back. Whoop. Mansfield, looking like 1, 2 o'clock. So you got about 2 hours, maybe 3. So if you want to get out and go get lunch somewhere, do it before the rest of your Saturday is probably spent indoors. Unless you're one to enjoy the rain outside. But, again, it's severe storms at that, so I'm not sure how much I would be enjoying that. So, yeah, about 2 to 3 hours there. Let's see here. Good. About the winds, I'm going to go move my car out from under a tree. That's a good idea. It's a good idea to move your car away from under a tree. Especially with these kinds of storms coming on by, not going to lie. Not going to lie. Camden, Arkansas. Camden, Arkansas. Lance, welcome in. Welcome in. First of all, I believe you're already under the storms now, if I stand correctly here. I believe you are. Although you're in Columbia County, never mind. Oh, you're not even in Columbia County. You're way out a ways, my friend. I mean, you're dealing with storms pretty much now in Camden, Arkansas, and you're still going to be dealing with them as late as the afternoon up into areas of El Dorado and Camden, maybe even into tonight. So a long rainy day awaits you, my friend. Long rainy day. All right, Michael, Roger, you are welcome. You are welcome, Roger. Appreciate it. Appreciate you for asking the question. This is what we're here for. Michael, thank you for the all-nighter. Oh yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thanks for the note, Michael. Hey, we appreciate all you guys. Thank for y'all. But hey, this is why we do this. We do this for you. Jessica, we got a rude awakening you got a rude awakening in Miller County. Yes, you did. Sorry about that, but hey, we keep you weather aware, and I believe most of everything is fine in Miller County through that tornado warning that happened early this morning. First sound of Benton just now. Thank you for the report. Really appreciate it. So let's go back to the radar here. Let's go back to the radar. So yeah, you got your first little rumble of thunder in Benton. Yeah, I mean it's getting close. Even one of those cells looks like it just popped up just to the north end of Blanchard along I-49. Look at this right here. This is probably what you got your lightning and thunder from. This is formed, and it's quickly moving up north and east, even though it's small in size. It's these kind of stray cells as they're starting to pop up right in front of the system. So even though I said Shreveport's getting the bulk of the first line in an hour, within the next hour, we could still see rain within Shreveport. So again, this is just the last little bit before we get in a good chance of storms here over the next little while here for you. All right. Thunder and morning sport. Also, thank you for the report, April. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it makes sense. Northern Caddo Parish, so essentially just underneath and close to some of these very tiny cells that continue to form in front of the main line, which I'll zoom out to right now. The main line is still kind of out of Louisiana, though. It's out towards Cass County, through Gilmer, through areas of Miller County, south of Texarkana, although Texarkana is still getting plenty of rain regardless for the next couple of hours. It's about to move into Columbia County as well. It's starting to gather itself into Lafayette County, especially in the northern end. That's kind of where we're seeing that, again, cohesive line all throughout most of East Texas and southwestern Arkansas. But boy, is this there we go. This is getting real close to northwest Louisiana here in the next little bit here for you. All right. Do I have anything else? I don't believe I have any other comments or anything like that. And in that case, I am going to go ahead and end the stream. It has been phenomenal for you guys forecasting. And trust me, we will have plenty of updates today. We'll have plenty of updates on social media. I'm probably going to make one more social media post before I head out of here. And then CJ Cartledge will have you covered for the rest of the afternoon and the evening coming on through. But again, Shreveport Bossier specifically, because I know most of you are probably watching from there. You probably got an hour, if that, before it's going to be raining for the rest of the day. The rest of the day. All right? We need the rain, but just want you to stay safe on those roadways, certainly. All right, again, I'm First Alert Meteorologist Evan Thomason. Thank you very much for joining. If you have any more if you have any more thorough questions, you can feel free to pop on over to my own professional Meteorologist Evan Thomason Facebook page. It's always a great way to reach out to me if you have any questions, comments, anything like that here on your First Alert Weather Day especially. Hey, thank you guys for popping on in. It's great to see you. Great to see you always. We can get through this here for your Saturday, and we can enjoy a good Sunday, hopefully in store here for the second half of the day. But again, last thing I'm going to mention, again, more storms next week. Keep yourself on the brain with that. Even though we pop into Monday, we'll get more chances of storms and chances of severe weather happening next work week. So watch out for that. We'll have more thorough updates probably getting closer to that time frame, definitely after today's First Alert Weather Day. All right, I think that's all I got. Again, CJ will provide more updates later on. You have a great rest of your day. Just make sure you stay weather aware. Have a good one.